Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, episode 3 of our Interstellar playthrough. I'm Neo and let's get right to it. In this episode with our first little rocket, we're gonna try to get more science so we can then unlock the parts needed for an unmanned moon flyby or mun flyby. So we need to get this little rocket up to an apoapsis of 250 kilometers above Kerbin to get ourselves the high science. This should work with very little delta V left. This is very close. It was very close calculation, but should work. Let's see how it does. And I'm gonna show you this again in 4 times normal speed, because this is a normal ascent where nothing really interesting happened, except that we had such a strong thrust to weight ratio that in the upper atmosphere we got a little bit of red heat around our spacecraft. But other than that, nothing really interesting happened. There we go, a little bit of a red heating while going up because we hit the 1000 meter per second, but it's already gone. There we go, apoapsis of 252 kilometers with a total of 70 meters per second delta V left. So now let's cruise all the way up to our apoapsis in time acceleration and then try to do some science. There we go. We're gonna have to do this carefully because we're not gonna be very long. We're not gonna have a very long time window up to above 250 kilometers. So let's try to do it slowly. 180, 190, and 200. The planet looks really nice with these atmospheric mods and clouds and stuff like that. Really something to behold. But I'm gonna need to watch out for my apoapsis. We are nearly there, and let's get out of time warp, open up our hangar bay, and once we're above 250 we can start doing some science. There we go, mystery goo. The material bay, the thermometer, and a crew report. There we go, you're really high as a kite, Rocket Man, maybe higher. Nice. Mystery goo and Badlands seemed like a bad combination to you. Rather than opening a Pandora's box, you forgo the experiment and make up some data to send back to KSC. Okay, as long as they give me my science. Material study. You consider how nice it is to be in the lab rather than in the Badlands below you. Okay, nice, thanks. And temperature scan. Measuring the temperature of space appears to be quite impossible, as there is no matter around to be either hot or cold, except the spacecraft and the thermometer itself. This is probably going to give the R&D guys something to think about for a while. I hope so too. And let's do the second one too, before we get down to get a little bit more science. Then close it up. And on my parachutes, this one is opening at 3000 meters. And the other two are only for touchdown, so I'm gonna open them at 1500 and fully deploy them at 376. There we go. And arm those parachutes. And because of some graphics glitch, I had to reload the game here once, but the mission keeps going as planned. Okay, let's get ourselves down back to the planet. We're gonna keep the engine down there so we have a nice little stable center of mass at the bottom. And let's burn up our remaining fuel, so we decelerate a little bit. And then let's just not burn up. Let's just not burn up and get this thing down on the ground, please. Get this thing down on the ground. Decouple. And heat shield, do your magic. G-meter is rising very high. That's bad. That's gonna be bad. Oh my god, G-meter is going into the red. And my ablator just went poof. My heat shield just went poof. But right in the right amount of time. Okay, we slowed down enough. We're reaching crew G limit nearly. But it's going down again. Good. Jab, that was hard, but you survived. I'm proud of you. And down there, in what looks like the city lights, our rocket is crashing. Okay, our PR guys will have to spin a nice good story for this, so nothing bad happens. Well, luckily for us it's just an overlay, not a real city, so nothing bad happened. And there we go, our parachute deployed like clockwork. And let's get ourselves down in an accelerated time frame. And hopefully this mission will get us enough science so we can start our unmanned probe to the moon. There we go, and we're down. Let's get out of here. Try to do an EVA report, that's good. Take the data that's inside so we can do another crew report here. Nicely done, and then recover our vessel. There we go, we get 85 science from it. Well, not really the amount I was hoping for, but better than nothing. We get a few funds back, and Jeb of course gains no XP, because this wasn't news for him, he already did an orbit. I want to go to my research and development building and research flight control here to get ourselves the Reflector DB10. I really would like electrics for my Moon Flyby because I need the photovoltaic panel and the octo. Well, we need to get a few more points of science. 55 to be exact. Okay, there we go. Science spamming basically works like this. There are a lot of biomes here around the Kerbal Space Program or the Space Center, and all of them can get us science, like here. Science from the launch pad, then temperature from the launch pad, and let's try mystery goo. We already got that from launch pad, so that doesn't work. Basically this is how it works, and when you build yourself a rocket that looks like this, you can use the command pod and the torque the command pod can generate to roll this thing around like this to get myself to the next point. It's a little bit spammy and a little bit of an exploit, but since I don't want to do the normal manned flyby of the moon with a lot of electricity batteries, which would also work, but it's not the thing I want to do. From now on I want to do unmanned stuff first to explore something, and after that do the manned missions only. So I'm gonna spam a little bit of science here. I think from this rolling point here, from where we roll our rockets out, that's the next biome, I believe. There we go. Let's try it. Yes, that's the crawlway biome. And finally, after some more science spamming, I got my science for my moon probe ready. Okay, we now have our moon probe ready at the launch pad, but we need to time the launch just right because I've got remote tech installed. So I need to go straight into a moon's intercept orbit and not waste any time flying around the planet because I've only got this one red tracking station here. So I'm gonna need to launch when the moon is exactly a little bit above the horizon. This isn't gonna work. I'm gonna wait a little bit for the next revolution of Kerbin. Let's see. We're exactly in sync. Okay, and from here on out it should work. The ascent with this rocket was pretty basic. We have our two little solid rocket boosters at the side and the liquid fuel engine in the middle that's gonna take over when the solid rockets are spent. And so we're gonna try to take us directly into a moon intercept, not even attempting a normal Kerbin orbit in the beginning, and get ourselves there. The only difference is I had to put up a different antenna that works when we are near the moon, and that's gonna be very hard to keep charged the whole trip there. Once we're in space, we're gonna log the temperature on this one to get the contract and transmit the data. That's good. And because of my 30 parts restriction that I still got, I could only put 4 solar panels on the same side, so I'm gonna need to stay facing the sun on my complete mission to be able to not lose electric charge, or to not run out of electric charge completely. Okay, there we go. Let's get ourselves into an orbit. Let's point it a little bit higher because we need to intercept the moon. I'm gonna need to eyeball this because the tracking station of course isn't upgraded. Nothing's upgraded, so I'm gonna need to eyeball this moon trajectory. There we go. And the moon is at 11.4, so we're gonna go a little bit more than that. We're gonna go to 11.6. There we go. And now we're gonna need to activate this one so it works and point ourselves straight towards the sun with our solar panels so my electric charge does not run out. And this is basically the position I will need to keep all the way to the moon to not run out of electric charge. I've got a little bit of battery power stored in there, but that wouldn't hold long because this stupid antenna uses 0.82 charge per second. But on the other hand, it works from here to the moon. So, but once I'm over the over the edge of the planet here with the tracking station, I'm gonna lose my communications range with Kerbin. Hopefully I will get it back when I'm near the moon so I can send some of the data back. Let's see what we get when... Let's see how it works when you get there. Okay, here we go. We lost our connection. I'm gonna miss the moon. The moon's not gonna be able to catch up. So I'm gonna burn a little bit more to get myself a little bit more on the top. Give the moon a chance to catch up and then burn again. There we go. We're on a flyby of the moon and we've got Kerbin in our exact sight. So we can do science and send it back. Let's go. Observe our material bay and your lab report is strategically written to convince the KSP to let you land on the moon. Yes, I would want to do that in the future. Okay, there we go. Damn, nearly all our electric charge is gone. This better recharge soon because I want to send all the other stuff too. I want to send this one, I want to send this one, and I need to send... Don't I have... Yeah, there we go. No? Log temperature? Oh, I sent the other one already, right? Yeah, I completed the contract for... Flyby the Moon. My stages were destroyed. I've got a few world milestones. And I've completed the contract for science data from Kerbin. That's good. So I just need to let my electric charge recharge, and then I can send this stuff. First send the temperature scan. Do this. Okay, that's done. And then let's time warp a little bit so our electric charge recharges faster. I think we need about 100 to get the 10 bits of data back. Let's try it. There we go. Transmit data. Oh, not 100. 70 or 80 did the job quite well. Okay. Now we're gonna cross the moon here with a periaps of 243. Will I be able at that point to have some sort of control over my vessel to get in orbit above the moon? Let's see. If not, we're gonna need to abandon this mission and let it fly where it flies. If it's gonna be possible, we're gonna try to get this into a stable orbit of the moon. First thing that's gonna happen is I'm gonna run out of electricity once the sun gets behind the moon here. But that should change when I come around here. There we go, my electricity is back, but Kerbin is way too slow to rotate. So I think I'm not gonna be able to do this. No, I will be far away. There we go, I'm far away, and for some reason my capsule rotated, so I'm out of energy and haven't got control of anything here. Okay, and let's get back to the space center, sorry. And we're back, and since we sent those science reports nicely from the moon, the Kerbal administration allowed us to, in the next episode, send a manned mission to orbit the moon and gather some more scientific data from it. I hope I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to leave a comment or hit that like button, and if you never want to miss an episode again, you can also click the subscribe button.